You already know this bit, but sometime in the 2020s, two geeks from across social media formed an alliance to bring you geek news from across the Nostalgiaverse. They are Jacob's Toys and SuperSorrell. Together, they have been bringing you the weekly live show, Geek Week in Review, every Sunday. But sometimes, something takes place during the week that requires their full attention. No schedule and no time slot, just an impromptu live stream. Welcome to Geek Week Plus, the bonus show.
Oh, hello, Geek Week Plus, here we are. How's everyone doing? See people in the comments already. We'll get to you in a minute. Sorrell, you good?
I am, man. Are you?
I'm very good. I'm very much looking forward to catching up with our mate Dave.
And me too. He's just logging in now. He'll be with us in just a moment. You got to remember, it's the future for Dave.
I know.
It's morning already for Dave.
Geek Week is now in like time travel. Like we're now doing time travel. Like,
Timey-wimey stuff.
You know, I reckon we need to bring him in. I think we need to bring him in. I think we need to go to the future. Let's go to Saturday morning. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Dave Displays Model Behavior.
Good morning, afternoon, evening. Welcome to the world of tomorrow.
Quick, give me some lottery numbers now.
Yeah,
how you doing, Dave?
Dude, mate, I'm doing great. It's really lovely to see you guys again. It's been a minute.
Yeah,
it really has.
It has.
So let's pick up where we left off. WandaVision, episode 4. Right? I think this is the strongest one of the series so far.
Right, spoilers. Right.
Spoiler alert for the next wave 5. It's going to be great, guys. Everyone's going to love it. All killer, no filler.
No, Dave, it's good to see you. I was trying to work out when you came on last, but it was one of the early episodes.
Very early episodes.
I think.
Yeah,
it was like
I was definitely still in the bunker back home. Yeah.
I think it was like something stupid, like episode 2 or 3, like right back at the beginning.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I was on it, it was definitely stupid.
Because it was just after, because like me and Dave were working with. Brian. We're working with Brian on the other podcast that we did, Marvel Power Hour or whatever the hell we called it. And
That's right.
We did that for about 4 weeks. So then I'd started doing this with Jacob, and I think you came on like week 2 or 3. It was very early on.
Well, that's it. Yeah. And that was, dude, that feels like a lifetime ago.
Yep.
We've had a lot of action figures since then. It's been there's been a lot to talk about, man.
Well,
and Jacob, your collection still just it makes me sick. Quite frankly.
It's changing though. Look, it's changing. They're getting bigger.
I know. I resent it even more now. Who do you think you are with your Detops and your Hot Toys? Get out of here.
I tell you what, if it was episode 3, let's say for argument's sake you came on episode 3, we're going to be shooting episode 133 on Sunday. So that gives you an idea. I mean, in all fairness, since you were on the show last, we had another co-host join us
and leave us
and then leave us. So
display model behavior, the one who remains. Am I right or am I right?
Yeah. So listen, I mean, Dave, a lot of the people watching who are in the comments in the chat, we'll get some of the comments in a bit, but a lot of people watching obviously know who you are and that. But just for argument's sake, let them know what you've been up to. Why are you in the future?
Yeah, first of all, that's very kind of you and flattering to say, oh, of course everyone knows who you are. Now, I keep thinking I'm more famous than I am. It's like, oh, people know who I am. No, they don't. No one knows who I am. Dude, I'm in Japan. I started this YouTube channel when 2020 kicked off and kind of ruined our plans for a bit. So I was like, yeah, let's make a YouTube channel. And then 4 years later, I got my old job back in Japan working at Universal Studios. So I am here in the future, in the world of tomorrow, about 9 hours or so ahead of you guys. And I'm back home. This is home away from home, man. So I've been back here for nearly a year now. I'm doing my performing roles at Universal, and I'm still, quite frankly, if I say so myself, killing it on YouTube. So, you know, it's a good time. It's a good time. I'm having a lot of fun.
Your YouTube channel's blown up in the last couple of years. Like, congrats,
dude, I'm
man.
so grateful,
You've done really good. You've done really well.
Yeah, I'm so thrilled. Like, I really am, because this is like hanging out with you guys, talking toys. Like this is just so much fun, man. I love this. Yeah, I don't know what the heck I'd be doing if I wasn't doing this.
No,
Getting up to shenanigans.
One of your videos the other day as well, like you had like an earthquake mid-video.
Legit.
I was like, Dave, you don't have to do like stuff like this to get views. Like you're getting the views, mate. Like
the thing is, we saw that earthquake, and then it was all over the news like an hour later. Like there's been a massive earthquake in Japan. I'm like, I've just seen that. I've literally watched it live.
Dave live streaming his earthquakes. It's like, look, I gotta get the numbers moving on the channel somehow. All right.
Just start like shaking stuff. Like, oh, here we go. So, I'm knocking
whatever it
stuff
takes.
down.
Whatever it takes. But yeah, despite the minor earthquake every now and then, life here is pretty easy, sweet, and serene. Like it's a lovely place to be. Japan is freaking awesome. That's my resolution for the new year, is to do more vlogs, more stuff outside. Because I was thinking, oh, when I get to Japan, it's gonna like mix up the channel, and I'm like, well, actually, Dave, you haven't done anything but sit in a different room, so we need to make the most of this.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of vlogs, that's kind of where I've been headed in the last sort of few weeks, and that I think I found a little sweet spot now from watching other creators like yourself and other guys around. I've found like the vlogs and the live streaming, I think definitely is where it's at for this year.
Yeah, that's what the kids are into. They're into the TikToks and the live streams and the skateboards. That's where we got to go. You're like, hello, fellow young people. Anyone played the Fortnites?
Let's give a couple of shout outs to people in the comments just while they're here. Obviously, we don't want to let people go. We've got Stug. Hi, Stug. Stug is saying morning, Dave, which is nice. So they've done his research. Evening. Started with a click. Shelley's in the chat. I was going to say Geek Week in Reviews in the chat, but that was us. Andy Roberts, Apple Milk 13, Apple Milk 13 saying whoop whoop. Actually watching in real time. Evening all, which is very cool. Stephen Butler's in the chat as well. Sean TM saying hi. How are you? We'll get to some others. Toy Scavenger in the chat as well. Evening guys. Yeah, cool. This is all good. This is all very good. So yeah, like your collecting's changed a bit, Dave. I mean, we've all grown up a little bit. We've all changed our collecting habits a little bit.
I remember there were days where we would literally be scanning each other's YouTube channel going, "Has Dave posted the review yet? Has Dave?"
Yeah,
no, it's so much fun how we all sort of look at each other's channels and say like, has who done what yet? You know, it's like, or more to me being the petty bitter person I am, has Ash still got more subscribers than I have? Oh, son of a biscuit, come on. But yeah, it's always so fun to see who's getting what, and you know, you got your guys like your dad who's great, who will always get the Marvel Legends first, because I swear he's got a direct pipeline. He's got one of those tubes you see that you just put them in and they shoot around the world. It's like dunk, oh look, pow, it's the new Marvel Legend. We're
gonna find out. I think we're gonna find out at some point that the super producer is literally Dan Young or something.
It was me all along.
He did the new Spider-Man wave, didn't he? Which was really cool.
So's Dave. Dave's got him too.
You mean this Spider-Man wave?
Yeah. But I'm gonna. You're in Japan, so it's okay, right? Yeah. But I saw those revealed at MCM, which was really, really cool, and they were like the big kind of panel reveal and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we're still yet to get our greasy little fingers on them.
Yeah, these cost me a lot. Don't think just because I'm closer to Hong Kong. This was a king's freaking ransom with my own. Now I have to do reviews of all of these, and I got to do them quick. I got to justify the ridiculous price I paid for these. My caveat, my excuse for that is that I gotta pay that. We might get some of these in Japan in like 6 months' time, 9 months' time, and if we do, they'll cost about $50 each. Like Japan does not care for Marvel Legends. Which is funny. We've got some weird dynamics here. You know, the place to buy Marvel Legends in Japan. Toys R Us. Yeah, there's a Toys R Us in Osaka. All the old labeling and everything. Boom. Toys R Us is still there. And they have Marvel Legends, but they only have a couple, and they cost a king's ransom, and they come out about 9 months after the rest of the world. So I'm like, no, I need something else. I need something else. So I got a Hong Kong hookup, and very disappointing. They are in no way a philanthropist. They're not doing it for the love of the game or to help out a fellow toy fan. No, there's bank to be made, and this brother in Hong Hong Kong. I mean, God bless him. We're all trying to make a living. This dude's brother in me big time. He's like, oh, this dude's got a YouTube channel. Oh, he must really want these. Oh, man, that's a brother move.
I've got to ask you that last stand Spider-Man. That was the one in the wave that jumped out to me. I know Ash had like some different ones, but the last stand one, apart from Scarlet, obviously, like, is the last stand one a good Spider-Man? Like,
honestly, that it's I love hearing other people's opinions. I often think that I don't care about other people's opinions, but a little bit of me does, because it shows me that not everyone agrees with me, which is galling to think, but it can be the case. Because I don't give a tiny what about Last Stand Spider-Man. I'm like, well, I'll get him because I have to buy the wave. This dude in Hong Kong has me over a barrel. I got to get all of them. But then when I got him, I was like, oh, okay. I get it now. This is actually, they've done a really, really great job with this guy. I was particularly impressed with the actual, the sculpting on the back. The spider logo is sculpted and raised up on there. Same with the one on the front. He's got the buttons on the lapel. Like, it's nice. You're in for a treat, man. If this was one that you're looking forward to in particular, he's really good. And like a little kind of gripes I sort of had visually was like, it is just like two colors. It looks kind of flat. But then again, that's the comics. Like, if they added anything to it, it would not be comic accurate. So credit where it's due in that regard.
Just for me, it was, I mean, I know with all the Spider-Verse stuff and everything like that, we've seen him in a lot more stuff, but I just remember that kind of, I think it was 1 or 2 panels originally where you saw that flash forward and he was stood there. And ever since then, I was kind of like, I need a figure of Biker Mice from Mars Spider-Man. Like, I need that. So I was pleased when they announced that one.
That's where we've seen it. Yeah, he was a pleasant surprise.
Oh, good.
Also, I mean, dude, the whole wave, like, genuinely, this is a great way to kick off the year. It's all killer, no filler. Even like Spider-Shot, who's pretty much just the classic, Marvel Legends TM repainted body with a new head. It's good. And again, with the comic accuracy, there's nothing else you could do. You can zhuzh it up, but it's not going to look like the actual thing. So Spider-Shot's fine. He's great. And I love the little dynamic of having the blast effect within his palm. So you can do that. And he does have some new molded stuff. He's got the pockets on the belt and all that sort of thing. So yeah, he's great too, man. It's good stuff.
Hallows Eve for me, because I didn't think in 1,000 years we'd ever get a Hallows Eve figure. Just because they don't tend to do the darker side of the universe. So I never thought we'd see her again. But nope, she looks great as well with the masks. And
yeah, pairing her up next to Chasm, I'm like, dude, I'm in love. I'm not thrilled with the Chasm direction they've taken Ben Reilly, but look, if this is the world we live in, then you might as well get on board. All right, get on board or get left behind. So I'm all in for Chasm and Hallows Eve. And again, hang on, I'm just gonna ruin my nice display because I want to show off Hallows Eve because she deserves it. She deserves a little look here. Also, what I love about Marvel Legends is that I can clumsily knock them off the shelf and be like, they'll be fine. Not like some of the more delicate figures that cost a bundle and are like, I'm broken. Marvel Legends like, hit me again. Come on, I dare you. I fucking dare you to hit me. So here she's great. She's the masks are just, it's like they just peeled them off the front cover of the comic. Like, that's exactly how it is. She's great. And the sort of the cowl coming over the hair, it just guys, it's beautiful. Really good stuff, man. Really good stuff.
It is good to see them in hand, just because obviously at the convention, when they roll them out, they've got their digital renders on the screen, and then they put them out in the. You remember MCM? Come on, that long ago, was it?
Yes, it was like so long ago.
But and then they turn up in the glass cabinets, and they're kind of early production models, and you're like, are they going to look as good as that, or So it's really positive to kind of hear like people like yourselves who've got them in hand to. They are living up to the expectation.
And especially even more so, they look great once they're out of the beautiful card back box as well, because that card back box, like, that makes things, it's like a beautiful picture frame. It enhances everything. And that's where I kind of diddled myself with the X-Men 97 wave, because I got to admit, I didn't like that wave at all. But in the boxes, they look beautiful. I got them. I was like, this is so good. And then I took them out and I was like, the Emperor has no clothes. Like, this ain't actually this Gambit is the 2016 whatever Gambit with a really cheap looking cartoon face. I'm like, oh, what have I done? I shouldn't be allowed money. This was a stupid
No,
thing.
I had the same opinion though, Dave. I had exactly the same opinion. I thought they looked really nice. I opened them up and I opted to keep some of my older ones, like my, because I kind of slimmed down my Legends collection. So like I only needed one Gambit in my collection, put it that way. I didn't need like 7. I didn't need like 15 rows. So it was kind of like, it was almost like a knockout competition. And I thought 97 wave's going to kind of trump them all, and they're going to be the ones I keep. And I didn't. No, I didn't.
No. The 97 Gambit, he would have been fine if he came out in 97. But it's coming out in 2024, almost 2024. I'm like, nah, dude, this ain't it. This ain't it. But also, I can't be too mad at Marvel Legends. It's like it's not like it's a build a figure wave. There's no 2-packs or anything. Like the only reason I ended up buying this dumb figure was because I chose to buy him. So I'm hardly going to shake my fist and go, "How dare you put this on a shelf and give me the choice of buying it?" It's my own silly fault. But,
I think the only one that I kept from the wave, as looking at them now, is the Wolverine.
Yeah, again, I just clumsily knocked him off the shelf, but he's good. He's good. If he had a snarling, angry face, he would have been great.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the only thing missing. I realized I haven't plugged in my computer. The plug's just across the room, so I'm still with you guys. I'm just gonna scooch out from my table and grab my plug. Otherwise, I'm gonna disappear. I'll put my headphones off, but this will be like 5 seconds.
He's gone, and just like that. He just wanted to show off his collection. That's what it was.
Yep, 100%.
That's what it was. That's what it was. I don't even know if he can even hear us.
I don't think he can hear us right now.
No.
I got more subscribers than you. Do-da. Yep, he definitely can hear us. He's gonna watch that back at some point.
All right, we're back.
I said that that was just a really subtle way of just showing off your collection. I need to grab something over here. Like, let me just leave. And
dude, if I'm trying to show off my collection in front of Jacob, I'm kind of barking up the wrong tree there. I'm like, oh, jealous. You're like, no,
Dave, your face is blocking something that I am highly jealous of. I'm not going to lie. You know exactly what I'm talking about. The new Spider-Man, yeah,
right here.
That's the one with the little goblin.
It is the little goblin, yeah. Although this is one with a bigger goblin, because I just realized, dude, you can do like a forced perspective thing with this, and it works, man. It works so well. So I've got MCU Goblin and Doc Ock behind him. I'm gonna put Tombstone and Jack-o'-lantern as well, and you put him far back, and it looks like Spider-Man is swinging out of the display with these guys chasing him. It looks money, but I'm so happy, man. Because at first I was like, bottom line, he's too expensive. He's too expensive for what he is. Like, genuinely, it's a Hot Toys body with a spandex cover. Like, it's not worth the money they're charging for it. But at the same time, it's like a 90s Hot Toys Spider-Man. My hands are tied. Of course, I've got to get him. And I'm glad that I did, because with that display that I'm doing, I freaking love it, man. I'm so happy with that. Amazing. So yeah, he is awesome. He's really, really cool.
Funny because with the Hot Toys, obviously like you're saying, with Marvel Legends, for the price they are, you see the pictures, you see the advertisements, and you kind of pick one up and you kind of go, yeah, it's for me or it's not for me. But with Hot Toys, there's so much more of an investment to go by the production pictures and the promo pictures. It's a gamble. Like, do you know what I mean? Because I saw that one, and it was the display that I was most in love with. I was like, the Spider-Man's decent. Like, it's a decent looking Spider-Man, but I've seen better ones, I've seen worse ones, and all that stuff. But the display, oh man, like the display is stunning.
Oh, what you mean like the buildings and stuff?
Yeah. And
dude, don't get your hopes up. Don't get invested in this ain't it, dog. The reason I could just grab this so quickly is because it sat in my drawer. Because I'm I was very disappointed with that, because Hot Toys do come with like good display bases and stuff. This is paper crafts. This is origami. It's nothing. And also they're supposed to. So bad. I was so annoyed when I saw this. This is the base they come with. So you got all the individual buildings. They got these little tabs at the bottom, and you're just supposed to like slot them into the tab. No, that ain't it.
But see, some of them, like the Mars Morales that I've got, the first one that Into the Spider-Verse was the first one, wasn't it?
I can never keep track of that.
But the one I've got where he's got his hoodie and his trainers and everything like that, like the base that comes with that is this big animated kind of with all the pow and zap and all that kind of stuff coming out of it, and it's fantastic. But it's too big for my cabinets.
That's a tease,
yeah. I know, that's okay. I don't feel as bad not picking that one up then yet. So
no, you're all right. You can sit that one out. Spidey looks great, but again, also, I mean, like I said in the review that I did, you know, you can't really articulate it much because obviously it's a skin tight spandex suit, and so the minute you start to bend things, the material just goes. Yeah. Oh, okay, let me just put that back there. So even the instructions he comes with show you diagrams of like you can bend the leg 20 degrees or whatever, and that's it. And if you bend it anymore and rip the suit, then that's your own damn fault. So Hot Toys covering the bases.
Is he your only hot toy?
No, dude. Back home, I got four. I got four little pride and joy Hot Toys that I boxed up in storage. I got my 2 RoboCops. So the original OG RoboCop and the battle damaged Alex Murphy one as well. Nice. Those are gorgeous. Yeah, man. And I got Terminator 2, regular Terminator 2, and again battle damaged Terminator 2. Both those lads, absolutely gorgeous. And when I first got to Japan back in 2015, and I'm gutted that I sold him. I should have kept hold of him, but I got the full on Ed 209 as well from RoboCop. That thing was massive. That was a beast. But again, when I eventually had to come home, I was like, this is going to cost a king's ransom to ship home. So I was like, I'll sell it back to a secondhand store. But in hindsight, I'm like, should have paid the king's ransom actually. But yeah, it is what it is. So I do like my Hot Toys, but that's something that I got RoboCop and Terminator because those were my childhood franchises that, of course, when you watch Terminator and RoboCop at 8 years old, like you shouldn't do, but we all did. Those were the ones that I was obsessed with. So getting those as Hot Toys, I was happy with that.
Perfect. No, because that's the thing is that especially with the comic book characters, I mean, those 2 particular characters, there's less kind of articulation in the poses, but they basically say like put them in a pose that you like and leave them there. Don't play with these things. They are not toys. They're just hot toys. But like with the comic book characters, I can't, apart from like the Iron Man figures and stuff like that, anything that's in kind of any kind of spandex or anything like that, you don't want to articulate too much because it will just ruin it. I mean, the Winter Soldier is a great example because it's covered in pleather and the pleather just flakes. I got a hookup with a replacement outfit, like a full leather outfit. So I got to undress my hot toy, which was fun, and put a new costume on. And I genuinely felt like a kid playing with Barbies. I was like,
I had hashtag they're not dolls.
Yeah, it was full on. I was sat there and I was like, I'm no better than my daughters. Like I am an adult collector. I'm an adult collector. Like,
Skippy.
Watch what you're saying about dolls, Jacob. Don't make me grab the Living Dead dolls and Monster Highs.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. I was never very sort of I was never very familiar. Like I know what the Living Dead dolls are, but I'm not into like knowing the ins and outs with them. But I did go to, there's a secondhand store in Umeda called Mandarake, which is like a huge secondhand store. Everyone brings anything nerdy and geeky in there, and they had a massive Living Dead dolls display of just like all these different things. And I was like, okay, I don't really know anything about this, but having just seen that, you got the little penchant for those there, you'd be impressed with that. That was kind of cool.
The entire top of there now is literally all dolls now.
Nice. I approve of this. This is cool.
Yeah, me and my daughter have been collecting the Monster High crossover line. The ones that are like Chucky and Tiffany, and we've been getting all those together. And that, she can't touch them, but we get them together.
It's just one of them age-old excuses of I'm doing this with the kids. For them, but they are coming to the shop with me. What's it like shopping out there, Dave? What's
Oh, dude, it's dangerous. They got everything that's awesome. So like I'm terrible. Money will just fall through my fingers if I'm not saving for something in particular. That's why I'm actually pretty good with Actually, this is good like financial advice for toy collectors or just obsessive people who can't stop buying things. I need to have investments. I'm very good when it comes to investing in like, boring adult stuff, because I need to have something that's funneling my money. So if it's a property project or just anything where I'm like, I have to put my money towards this, because if it's just sitting in a bank account, then it's going to waste and getting lonely. So I need to buy that figure arts. So, I need to have things to funnel my money away to. But when I do go out shopping, yeah, as I've said, Marvel Legends, I mean, it is tough. Marvel Legends, nothing. NECA, nothing. McFarlane, nothing. But who cares? It's McFarlane. So you don't get all of the things that you were used to sort of finding. But dude, like SH Figure Arts, Figma, Mafex, Revoltech, there's a lot of awesome stuff. But also what I really love is they love their secondhand stores in Japan. People will just, I think like eBay is a thing in Japan. Like people do use it. But I think people much prefer to just walk into a brick and mortar store and say, just give me some money for this. And so you can go in and I will find so many stores. It's kind of like mining for gold. You'll find like a seam of something and then you'll follow it and it'll just break out into a huge big display. So I'll go to a store and find like, is that a Toy Biz Spider-Man 1995 figure? I'm like, yeah, it is. And I'll follow them along and be like, wait, there's another one. There's two here. Then you go along, it's like, oh, there's a huge, big smorgasbord of all these just retro figures. And it's so much fun to see these things and go like, how did this end up here? It's so random. Like I found the other day a whole bunch of 1998 WCW figures. And I'm like, how did these get here? Yeah.
I've noticed as well from watching channels and stuff out in Japan that the like if you go to a secondhand store in the UK, that thing is going to be wrecked and there's going to be no left of it. I've noticed that the quality like out in Japan when they've got these figs, they just look like immaculate from day one. They look brilliant.
Oh yeah, it's like they were taken out of a time capsule. It's crazy. I mean, like actually the most recent couple I picked up here, like that was kind of a grail. The Scarlet Spider Toy Biz,
so you get
with the comic book behind, and again, still factory sealed in that blister card thing. That's like you need a pair of adamantium scissors to get inside of. So it's not surprising that that's mint condition. But then there's like an old Planet of the Symbiotes Venom. I'm just like. The scary thing is like that's nearly like 30 years old, that Venom. I'm like, how? It's like someone did pluck. It's like Kang plucked it out of the time stream and went, oh yeah, there you go. So, thanks, Kang.
So there is a game I want to play right now, if that's okay, Dave, with you, which is I've got 3 guesses to guess what you do in Universal Studios. Okay.
All right. Okay. I cannot verbally confirm, but you'll know. You'll know if you, yeah.
Are you? Because I've got. Did they hire you to do the lovely British accent in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter? I could just imagine you in the shop going, "The one chooses the wizard, Harry."
Dude,
please tell me that's nail on the head.
Again, I can neither confirm nor deny anything, but there have been certain times where I've heard a door open and I've been lost in my own world and gone, welcome to display. Welcome.
It's like when I speak to the guys out in Orlando and stuff like, I'm friends with Goofy and I love working there, so I can't say anything else.
Yeah, so I can neither confirm nor deny anything. However, Ash, I think we're moving in a certain direction.
Yes. As soon as you said you were going out to Universal, instantly in my head I'm going, please be in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. I'd love to just come out to Japan and just find you in that little shop. Like, there he is.
Dude, that was something that blew me away. Again, neither confirming nor denying anything. But I've been stopped in the park when I am not me, if you know what I mean. And like this was the biggest, like I never thought that they'd have live, like someone was like, oh Dave, I love your channel. I was like, oh, that's I don't know who that is, but I'm sure he'd be very happy to hear that. And then I felt really bad because I was like, oh, I hope they understood what was happening there.
Yeah.
So I mentioned it on the show like the day after, and then a couple of days later I got an Instagram message from this gentleman saying like, oh man, I'm sorry, I was the guy who came up to you, and he said like, I'm sorry, I didn't think that, of course that's not you. You know? And he said his wife was laughing at him because she was like, you schmuck, how is that YouTube guy gonna be randomly in this theme park. So he got to turn around to his wife and go, "Ha ha! It was him."
How is Universal out there? Like, is it in comparison? I only know Florida. Like, to be fair, that's the only one I've been to. Like,
yeah, I mean, actually, Japan is amazing when it comes to these things. It's the same with Disney as well. It's like they just took the Florida park and went, boom, just dropped it there. Wow. It's like that's it. Except, of course, we got Nintendo World as well, which is it's not huge. But because of that, like everything is just condensed. So everywhere you look, it's just like there's nothing that takes you out mentally or visually of you are in Mario Land. It's incredible. And what's been great, like I can talk about it now because they've announced it. But like for the last year, whenever I cycle into work, I go past where they've been building the Donkey Kong roller coaster. And just seeing that get constructed day after day after day, and just seeing it come together. And like, I'm a massive Donkey Kong fan. Tropical Freeze on the Switch is my jam, and just everything. It's like they've just built. It's Donkey Kong Land. It's incredible, man. So that's gonna be nuts. That's gonna be donuts, man. So I'm really I love it. And the fact that I haven't done a proper like park walkthrough shows how disorganized, not lazy, but disorganized I've been. So I need to do that.
Well, you mentioned at the top of the video that there's still Toys R Us out there, and as a British guy, I'd have thought that would have been like stop number one for a vlog. Like, we need to vlog this bad boy.
Yeah, unfortunately, that would be like a bit of a bait and switch because yes, it's Toys R Us, but it's not. It doesn't have like all the stuff that we would really be into.
But that's what you need. It's the clicky bait. Is that Toys R Us is still here, guys, and then it's nothing like Toys R Us.
How dare you assume that I would ever clickbait?
Hey, we had Rocco on the other day. He's the king of clickbait. We had Rocco on. Have you seen Rocco the Great's channel? He's the guy that's like, he's the guy that's like, there's a stalker in my midst. And like, there's nothing to do with that person for the rest of the video.
Yeah,
we've got Toys R Us back here though, Dave. Did you know that?
What, is it reopened? Are they? No,
Toys R Us is fully back in the UK.
Oh, that's crazy! I had no idea.
As a franchise in WH Smiths.
What?
In the back corner of a dusty WH Smiths where the DVDs used to be. You'll find three shelves.
They've literally. Do you remember in WH Smiths how they would have like 2 or 3 shelves that had toys and games and puzzles on them?
Yeah.
They've basically just slapped Jeffrey on the front of that.
That's okay. But, that's WWE CW. It's like ECW's back. It's WWE development.
I actually did a really short video. I think I did on TikTok. I can't remember now, but in my town they'd made a really big deal out of it. That Toys R Us was coming back to the town, that there's a big grand opening, that the first 100 kids through the door are going to get like a surprise present and all this kind of stuff. So I went down there with my kids. I was like, listen, kids, Toys R Us is back, right? Forget Smiths, forget Entertainer, forget everything you know. Toys R Us is back.
Real stuff here.
And then I looked at the address and I was like, that's where WH Smiths is. Like, I don't remember hearing that WH Smiths was closing. And I got down and literally, our WH Smiths is quite big, and there's 2 entrances, like 2 double doors next to each other. And over the front of one of them, they had a balloon arch with Toys R Us and a little arrow pointing. And then as you go in up the escalator to the post office, there was Toys R Us this way. And I'm thinking, have they built another floor? Like, is there something going on? And literally, you've got people queuing up for their pension at the post office. And right next to it, you've got a big plastic Jeffrey and a couple of shelves. And I was like, this isn't Toys R Us.
If ever there needed to be the sound effect of like womp 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 womp.
Oh, it was. I was like, it's Toys R Us. You can buy anything you want. Like, we'll go there. You can all pick out something that you want. Like, I don't care. I said to my wife, I was like, Toys R Us. I'm going to treat all of them to something. Like, they can took all 4 of the kids. Like, they were all like, fucking yes, let's have it. Let's get whatever we want. None of them picked anything up from Toys R Us. They all just went, can we go to Smith's?
They're actually just like, Papa, we just need some new shoes, Papa. No, what toy do you want? Can we have some mittens for our... It is but so cold in the winter, Papa.
No, buy play set now.
No, not that play set. This one. You like Ninja Turtles.
But it was so disappointing. So technically it is back in the UK, but not not in the same way.
Okay, yeah, not so much. The also another little frustration with shopping for action figures in Japan is they love showing you what they don't have for sale.
Really?
Like, man, I mean, one thing that's super awesome is like their display cabinets, man. Their displays are just the next level. Especially there are some stores that specialize in figure arts or Mayfex, and they will have like a full Avengers team or whatever the anime is that you're into, and they've got them there with props and explosions and rubble and diorama pieces, and you're like, oh shoot, yes. I'm like, I was looking for figure arts Chainsaw Man. It's like, oh, you got Chainsaw Man, yes. Where's the Chainsaw Man? And the Japanese universal symbol for "you're out of luck, pal" is. So it's like, oh, what? So no, it's sold out. And I'm like, okay, what about the 5 that you have in the display? The 5 Chainsaw Men in different. Can I not buy one? And I'm like, oh, come on.
Can I hold it at least? Like, can I hold it? Oh man!
So that can be a bit of a tease sometimes, but also, you know, that's another dangerous thing as well. Is like, man, they know how to display a figure, man. They know how to make a figure look good, and I will then buy that figure and put it on my shelf and go, why doesn't mine look like that? Why doesn't mine look as good as when they pose it? So yeah, it's good fun, man. It's a very different experience.
Well, I'll tell you what, I really enjoyed the other day when you did your top 10. Well, you were deciding on your top 10 on a live stream, as I casually tuned in there. And I've got to admit, because you're sort of, since you've been in Japan, you've kind of been collecting quite similar to me. Like, you still get the occasional Marvel, but you've been moving into some of these like third party and sort of like other toy collections. And I've got to admit that that big purple Barney the dinosaur did make me go, what's that?
Oh yeah.
And then I spent the next hour on AliExpress trying to find one.
Yeah, AXY toys. Yeah. He's exactly the collection does go a little bit high. He's up there in the corner, and yeah, dude, he's so much fun. I think he was like my number 2 toy of the year, just because just a giant, big, chunky. He's heavy. You know, you could beat someone to death with this thing. Like it's dangerous. It's so much fun when you feel like you've got like a hefty bang for your buck. I really dig that. So
there's
a whole line of
accessories as well that they came with is just insane. Like all the armor pieces, cloth pieces. There's so much that came with them figures.
Yeah, the only sort of problem with it a little bit for me when I was putting it all together, like I'm a very obsessive compulsive person. Like if it comes with a whole bunch of accessories, it has to be the right accessory in the right place. Like what is officially what this should look like. And like annoyingly, like there isn't like a master list of like this goes here, that goes there. It's like, no, here's a whole bunch of stuff. Do with it what you will. I'm like, no, I can't. No, tell me what I have to do with it. So yeah, but you know, if you can get over that ridiculousness, then actually, yeah, it's incredible, man. It's really cool.
So it was because I get it. I blame you because I watched one of your videos about 6 months ago and saw you literally playing with this guy, and so I literally had to go out and buy one.
And aren't you glad you did?
Yes, because it's amazing. But then you opened up a little wormhole, and now I'm like sucked in, and I can't find him now. But I've got like all the other ones as well now. I've got like most of the Furry Planet stuff now.
Dude, yeah, I have to be. I think I need to draw a line with Furry Planet because they're all great, but they're getting more prolific now. They're doing more and releasing more, and of course, the obsessive part of my brain is like, well, you got to get them all, and it's like, actually, no, Dave, you can only need so many anthropomorphic animals. But what do you got there?
Since you've been out there, have you seen the? You've seen the Warriors of the?
Yeah, man, those are looking nice. They were a big hit this year.
And I tell you what else is an absolute gem. Warriors of the Cerazoic by Frostbite Studios.
That's really like I've been covering these on Good News and stuff, but I didn't know how readily available they would be in the UK. Could you get those pretty easily?
Since you've been gone, we've got a website. Since you've been gone, we've got a website called.
I was going more old school. Later, I was like, since you've been gone, I'm out of my head, can't take it. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, propsandreplicas.co.uk have popped up. I'm not sure if they were still around when you were still here, but they've got into like a lot of the third party products, Super 7s. They've got everything now.
Oh, that's good to know, because actually, yeah, I don't think I ever ordered from Props and Replica, but I heard really good things about them as a supplier.
But Maestro Union, the funny part is Maestro Union, Amazon.co.uk of all places. Maestro Union is there, 80 quid a pop, which is about right. I'm all right with that. So I'm sort of like, why are you on Amazon? But I'll take you.
Yeah,
next day delivery, apparently.
Bizarrely, same with Amazon Japan. Yeah, they got the Maestro Union figures, and I'm like, okay. Actually, again, that's another dangerous one. Is like, SH Figure Arts and Mafex all on Amazon Japan, and then you just see that Prime next day delivery, and it's like.
Is there a particular figure line or a particular kind of character over there that is more like
certainly sort of unsurprisingly unsurprisingly, like Dragon Ball Z is still huge. People freaking love Goku and Vegeta and all those other ones. So yeah, Dragon Ball Z is massive. So Figure Arts have like their SH Figure Arts like expensive line, and they have the cheaper line as well, and people seem to love that. And also Masked Rider, Cayman Masked Rider. Yeah, that's huge. That's huge, which is surprising to me. I mean, in the UK, we were more Power Rangers. It's all sort of under that Haim Saban kind of umbrella. But yeah, like I remember seeing some Masked Rider on Sky One in the 90s at some time, and I was like, well, this isn't Power Rangers. But yeah, over in Japan, of course, like Power Rangers are popular as well, but not a patch on Kamen Rider. That's huge. So loads of figures out there for that. But I gotta say, all the different sort of things that I buy and I pick up, or more Japanese centric stuff, it's still Marvel Legends, man. Like when I just got this Spider-Man wave, when I put them all together like that, I'm just like, it's just beautiful. Because sometimes the more basic something is, the nicer it can look, because everything just pops on it. It's just bold and just, dude, that's why I'm happy to forego a meal every now and then and order these suckers from Hong Kong, because it's worth it, man. It brightens the display so much. I dig it, man.
Speaking of which, Sean in the chat said, "Is anyone getting the Void Bath Wave? Have you seen that one? The Void Wave?"
I've seen it. That's actually one of those waves that I was happy to let pass me by, except for the Void. The Void looks pretty good. That looks like a great builder figure.
It was. I was the same. I was kind of like, for that, because I've kind of slimmed back on my Marvel Legends just because. Yeah, I just I was getting too many of each character, and I was just kind of like, you know what, I need to pull back, and I kind of took Sorrell's kind of lead in regards to, I'm not pre-ordering anything. I'm not gonna, if there's something I like, I'm gonna pick it up. Yeah. And the builder figure for me was like, I want the Void and potentially Vision, but then a lot of people were saying the Vision wasn't as good as the older one. So I was like, I'll wait. But then we had Steve on the show a little while back, and his number one figure of the year, we did like our top 5 kind of Hasbro figures of the year. And his number one was the Crystal.
All
of a sudden I was like, I kind of want this figure now. When he was telling us about the history of it, and he's now got all the comic books, he's similar to us. He kind of jumps down a rabbit hole, and he was he ordered all the comic books, and he was telling us the history, and I was like, I kind of feel like I need that figure now. But I've kind of got into my He-Man again. I've kind of gone back a little bit, and I'm in my Power Rangers, my Turtles, my He-Man, all that kind of stuff. But I've been picking up some of the Masterverse stuff, over the last 12 months, maybe, picking them up sporadically, and they have just bombed. The price on them have absolutely bombed, and you can pick them up for like pennies now. Not pennies, but in comparison to what they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Put it in the 40th anniversary one is on Amazon UK now for like 15 quid or something.
Well, Sunman, for example, character Sunman.
That's Like one of my very best friends is he's a huge Masters of the Universe collector. So yeah, he educates me on these characters.
So Sunman, if you're going to pick him up from like one of the normal retailers, it's around 25 to 30 pounds. On Amazon, it's a £5. It's mad. It's on there for a £5. But yeah, I'm thinking that Crystal character actually falls in line. I could put him with the He-Man characters. I could put him alongside that. He looks like he wouldn't look out of place stood outside Castle Grayskull. So I'm like, maybe I could get it.
I think you should treat yourself. I picked up, there was a Sunman Master of the Universe 3-pack that I picked up when I was in America just over a year ago, and my friend who's into He-Man, he was like, if you find this packet, this 3-pack at Target or something, like, please pick it up for me. So I appreciate that the fandom is strong. The fandom is strong for the Masters of the Universe line, even if maybe they've made more figures than they can sell by the sounds of things.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you going to be getting the crossover with TMNT, Jacob?
Just quickly, Northern Nomad said he's just got the Marvel Legends Crystal and he's awesome. So
hey, Northern Nomad, friend of the DMB show as well. Good to see you, brother.
That is that's it. I'm sold now. What were you saying about crossovers?
Sorry, are you going to get that Turtles He-Man crossover line, do you think? Because like the Leonardo one at least looked semi-decent, I would say. It looks like, I can imagine in hand it could be quite fun.
Have you seen those, Dave?
I have seen them. Yeah, not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. I'm not honestly. I'm not a big fan of the retro 80s style figures. I can see the appeal of them, certainly, especially with how like sort of modular and Marvel Legends-ish they are. How you can change things about, and like I can see the quality there. Just aesthetically, it's not really my cup of tea. I really like the more Marvel Legendly looking action figure type. The ones based on Revelations and stuff. I thought those were really, really impressive. But I never really dabbled too much. Yeah.
No, I'm very much with my collection as well. I'm now spreading out, so I'm getting different things, and I'm kind of going back and collecting things that I liked as a kid, but not the version that I had as a kid. So like He-Man, for example, I'll get the Masterverse, the Turtles, for example, like the NECA ones and stuff. But I don't need the streams to cross. I don't need my Power Rangers with my Turtles and my He-Man with my Marvel and that kind of stuff. So yeah,
there are times when that can work. I mean, things like the Power Rangers Turtles mashups. Like, still one of my favorite characters or favorite figures is Green Ranger Shredder. I think that's just beautiful. Stuff like that. Sometimes when they do it and it works really well, and other times it's like, I see what you were doing there, but swing and a miss.
But that followed a comic book, didn't it? The Turtles Power Ranger. Whereas this He-Man Turtles mashup isn't, as far as I'm aware.
Right.
Not that I'm aware of, but the He-Man did cross over with Thundercats. I've got that comic. That's amazing.
I didn't know that was a thing.
That's an amazing comic. The Turtles crossing over with Power Rangers was weird, but
He-Man started sticking around. He really started sticking around. He crossed over with a lot of people in the kind of like mid-90s. It was a messy time.
I tell you, have you guys? Are you able to get the Jada Street Fighter figures over in the UK?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's something that I'm so happy to see that they've pretty much revealed already almost everyone. They're like, oh, do you want to collect this line? Oh, well, don't worry, we're actually doing all of them, which is so unique, because I'm just so sick and tired of like starting a line and then realizing like, oh, okay, well, maybe when I collect my pension, I might be able to buy the final pieces. And Jada are like, no, you want these? Boom, there you go. How's that for customer service?
I don't pre-order, so I missed the boat on the first wave. So I was like, oh, I can't stand how this is going. And then I went to my local comic book store the other day in Wakefield, of all places, and he's like, yeah, dude, I've got the first wave in. I'm like, mine. Just hand them over now. So I ended up with, Chun-Li, Fei Long, and Ryu. Like, oh, yes, I'm quite happy now.
Yeah, I actually, it kind of pained me to do it. It was just the other day, but I finally threw away a whole load of boxes, and the only ones that really pained me to get rid of were the Street Fighter boxes, because they're so good, man. The way, first of all, the fact that like the old Marvel Legends boxes, you could open them up, take the figures out without damaging them, but then the way that they've done it with the arcade cabinet style design, and then they got the backdrop behind of the stage. I'm like, oh, guys, you thought of everything. So kind of it pained me to bin them, but also I was like, they're just gonna sit in the cupboard. I gotta clean things out. But
I'm just hoping that Zangief does come with the hand that I can do this with. I know it's not from the video game, but he needs to be able to do this. And I see you in the comments area. Yeah.
It's funny with boxes, because I used to keep everything. Like, I used to keep every single box, but I'd put them away. Like, so a wave of Marvel Legends would turn up in the shipper. I'd take all the figures out. I'd put the boxes back in the shipper and put that up in the loft, just because I was like, I'll need that at some point. I will put that away in the loft. And then we moved house about 2-3 years ago, and I swear I filled up one of the bins at the tip with cardboard because I took it all down there, and I was like, and I think I kept maybe 5%, just a few of the kind of the SDCC exclusives and that kind of stuff. But the rest I binned, and I was just like, I don't need. So since then, I don't need to keep a box. I will open it. I'll get rid.
That's it. My general rule is that if a figure costs under $50, under 50 quid, then I'm binning the box. If it costs over that, then maybe I'll hold on to it in case I do want to sell it. But even then, I'll often be like, nah, you know what? I'm in Japan. We don't have that much space here. It's a bit of a premium. So filling up my entire wardrobe with cardboard boxes, like, nah, come on, son, what are you doing?
Not gonna happen.
I've got to admit, I'm probably the only one. I take great pride in when I buy something that is ridiculously expensive, tearing that box to bits and watching the people cry in the comments.
I need to hear that. That's good. Yes. Tell me that you do that, because then I'm like, yes, I can do that. That's fine. That's absolutely fine.
I remember when I got the Sam, the big Trick or Treat Studios Sam, and everyone in the comments like, "What did you do to that box?" I'm like, "Oh, it's gone now. It's never going back." I ripped that bad boy open.
That's satisfying to do, yeah. And speaking of satisfying, oh my goodness, like I swear, as soon as I left the UK, all my pre-orders started dropping. So, and they were all just addressed to my parents' house, where I was, being holed up for 3 years. So bless her heart, every couple of weeks I'll get a photo on WhatsApp from my mum going, "Another one for you, Dave." And I swear that my parents' spare bedroom must look like the warehouse at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark at this point. Just stacks of action figures. So I think I'm probably gonna hopefully go home for a quick visit at the end of February, and when I do, I'm just licking my lips. We got so like the Mezcos, the Selects, it's gonna be a good time, man. That's
gonna be the time where you're gonna like start putting some orders in as well. So that you'll be able to get them all in the UK, like your Legends. You'll be able to pick loads up that you've missed out on. And
dude, it's a consideration. Yeah, I think I mean the good thing is with Legends, like there aren't too many.
I know that as soon as I land in America, the first thing I'm doing is going out like Amazon.com, and I just buy all the figures I can't normally get and have them shipped to the hotel. It's like, I know the feeling.
Yeah, I think that actually, honestly, now that I've got my little Hong Kong hookup, I think I'm going to be buying a lot more Marvel Legends, and because for like, again, it's that terrible cliche that we say sometimes to justify things for the channel. I got to increase my Marvel Legends footprint on YouTube. So there's a lot of excuses to buy these things, and then I'll probably that's the difficulty with being in Japan as well, is that there are no, like, in the UK, you buy something, you don't want it, just go onto Facebook and whatever action figure group you're in, just sell it there. Bob's your uncle. Whereas in Japan, like there's no sort of system for that besides just taking it to a secondhand store, who of course are not going to give you a great price because they've got to sell it on afterwards. So you can get rid of it and get like some pocket change. But there is, because when I was in the UK, that's what I would do. I would buy the whole wave whether I wanted it or not, do the reviews and then sell them on. And it would still, obviously, you would end up spending some money on it, but it wouldn't be too much of a deal breaker. Whereas like if I bought the Void Wave, to do the reviews, that would probably cost me shipping it over from Hong Kong. The Void Wave was probably like £250, £250 for that wave. Like I said, that the dude saw me coming, So I can't justify all of it, because maybe I could then sell that wave at a secondhand store, but you're not getting much.
I'll tell you what though. I don't know if are you still in some of the Facebook groups over here, or are you?
Oh yeah. I still lurk. I still lurk in the Facebook groups.
He's still there, just because there's a lot of people selling up at the moment. There are a lot of people.
Yeah.
Some figures that would have pulled a really tidy price are now going for like pocket change, like you say, because there's so many people selling up, which is
absolutely
funny to kind of like, we've kind of got to that point now where people are kind of dropping it. Whereas, give it a few more months and then it'll be a whole new wave of people that are into it.
Hopefully, I mean, ideally, fingers crossed. What we really need is another pandemic. If we could just get everyone stuck in their homes with nothing to do and money to spend, that would be great. That would do wonders for my channel. So I'd really appreciate that.
Sean TM in the comments has said, "Do you remember when Marvel Legends used to cost 20 quid?" Like
Yep.
the sad thing is, I remember when they cost less than that. You know, back in the day, like they were less than 20. I remember being able to order a whole wave for less than 100 quid.
Yellow
yeah.
Wolverine in the giant box.
Yeah.
Dude, that's it. I mean, I remember you being at Birmingham Comic Con. That used to be a pilgrimage I'd do every year with a buddy of mine. It was always great. It was great fun because the MCM Comic Con in Birmingham always happened the same weekend as WrestleMania, and that was always such a fun. I'd go with my mate. We'd go to Comic Con and then we'd watch Mania, and like they had the first wave of Marvel Legends, like the Toy Biz Marvel Legends. So it would have been like 2000. I don't know, 2, wasn't it? It was 2002. And yeah, like they had Wolverine and Gambit there in the beautiful boxes with the comic books and the effect pieces and the dioramas. And I swear they're about 8 quid each or something like that. And I was like, it's a different world now, man. It's a different world.
But it's all, it's all in moderation, isn't it? Because, back then that was more money. Do you know what I mean? So you'd look at them and kind of go, "Oh, 8 quid on a figure." Ooh.
Yeah. It's like, can I will never financially recover from this.
No. if I could go back in time and say, "Look, listen, you're going to be spending hundreds of pounds on these things in the future. Like, this is a good investment. Buy it."
And I would say, I think if I'm still buying action figures when I'm 42, I think it's like, no, trust me, Dave. Trust me.
Yeah. Oh dear, it's funny actually. You talked about retro because you said about retro figures. Look at these bad boys.
I see that.
Look at these. See, these are the only modular figures I've got. And do you know where I picked them up?
Oh, go on.
Aldi.
Oh man, yeah, that's a shot in the dark. I wouldn't have expected that for a second.
I got the whole wave in Aldi.
Oh, those are great fun. That's straight out of the 80s. That's
well,
wonderful.
I thought that. I was like, you know what? These are the same packages. Like, it reminds me of being a kid. Like, this was how the figures looked. I looked on the back, and it's copyrighted 2022. So they're not that old at all.
Oh yeah, no, that's like, I think they're leaning into our nostalgia right there. Also, speaking of like the packaging and stuff. I did. I recommend you go and see it if you haven't. I did a video on my channel just like a couple of weeks ago. Like, it's one of the more modern ones, but I don't normally do it. But I did a whole video based on just one customizer, one Instagram creator, because he makes. Oh, that's my alarm telling me that I need to get ready for work. But before I do, yeah, he makes amazing looking Marvel Legends customs. But you know what? A lot of people make amazing looking Marvel Legends customs.
Who is he? Give it a shout. Give it a shout.
Actually, it's I'll look up his Instagram, because what he does, he makes the card back boxes as well. And I don't know what kind of witchcraft he uses or what it is, but like they look like straight from Hasbro. It's not like, oh, that's a nice artwork you've cut and pasted. Nah, like they look like it was like, how did you get this? This doesn't exist. Oh yeah, here we go. It's if you want to like type on the chat or something, it's easy. Just X-Men.Legends. This dude does insane work. And I messaged him. I was like, dude, would you mind if I just like take all of your stuff and make a video on it? He was like, oh yeah, go for it. More power to you. And yeah, he's got little video reels of just all the card back figures. And I mean, you can't really, you probably won't, but like there's a Madeline Pryor that he did, but you see the box art. Like he's done, and like there's all completely random ones. Adam X. Like again, it's I was just blown away. So I was like, okay, you know what, dude? You're getting a video. Showcase in this, because I like a good Marvel Legends custom, but when you actually do the whole box as well, kudos to that guy.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of customizers do like the 3 3/4 inch line. And kind of customize the box that and like you say, they look like they're right out of the collection. And Steve as well, he did a big spotlight on the guy that was doing those, but I've not seen the 6-inch version, so I'm gonna have to go and look him up. X-Men.
Yeah, it's a real rabbit hole. Also, one other thing I don't understand is how can this guy be as prolific? Like every other day, he's got a new one that he's made. And I'm like, what are you? How do you create this so quickly? So yeah, that's a little model behavior recommendation there. Go check that out.
Oh, awesome. So how long you got to get ready for work?
I would say on that bombshell, we're just hitting the top of the hour. I gotta go to work and earn that money to pay those little gimmicks they keep sending in the mail called bills.
You need to go to Wizarding World and work in that shop that you're not
I can neither confirm nor deny
Dave, listen,
where it is.
It's been a blast having you back, mate, and it's so good to actually chat and hear that you're doing really well.
Guys, thank you so much for inviting me on, man. I've missed you guys. This has been great fun.
Listen, for anyone in the chat that doesn't know where to get you, where can they look you up? Where's the best place?
Guys, go find me at Displaying Model Behavior. I mean, if you don't know, now you know. So yeah, if you want more of this goober and his adventures in Japan, then yeah, Displaying Model Behavior. Check it out.
Oh, amazing, Dave. It's been really fun, mate. We'll let you get off to work.
All right, guys.
You look after yourself, buddy.
I will do. You too. See you soon. Bye.
See you soon. Bye. Nice to have a chat.
Dave. We love Dave. Always good to chat. Always good to chat. That was fun.
I'm a
little bit jealous. A little bit jealous of the shops where he is.
I know everything. I follow loads of YouTubers and stuff out there, and there's it makes me so jealous. Like all the retro gaming that you can just get really easily. The secondhand toy shops they mentioned. Like if you watch, there's a channel called the Game Chasers. They usually travel America, but they've done a couple where they've gone to Japan, and oh my god, the amount of like stuff out there, or like shops that are like tiny, but they've got so much stuff in.
Yeah, it's mad though, isn't it? Like things like you were saying about things like Marvel Legends being really hard to come by, but yet the things that we would chase over here are a lot more easy to come by in regards to like the second-hand shops and stuff. Like I wish we had that over here. Like, I really wish there was like those kind of second-hand geeky figure trading posts.
The only kind of like secondhand. Well, there isn't any. Like I would say, the only time we really see secondhand geeky stuff is Comic Cons, toy fairs, where people have jacked up the price because it's a Comic Con and toy fair. So
or occasionally somewhere like a Cash Converters where somebody's broken up and they've sold their ex-boyfriend or girlfriend's collection to Cash Converters. And have you got a Cash Converters in your town?
Yeah, oh god, yeah. Hey, I'm from Yorkshire. There's thousands of them. The town thrives on them.
Every other shop is a Cash Converter.
They're covered in blood diamonds around here.
But there is. It's like every now and again you will see like an entire collection just in the window. Like I think it was Turtles actually in the last time we saw one, and their whole front window display were all these carded turtle figures, like, and they weren't like from the 80s, but they were like the more modern ones. But they had everything, like the entire. And I was like, oh dear, somebody didn't sign the prenup there. Like it was.
Yeah, as long as you don't ask too many questions, you can get some stuff. It's fine. Just don't ask where it came from or why there's a little blood splatter on there. It's fine.
It's all good. But on that note, we'll end this one. This is our Geek Week Plus with Dave, and obviously Dave's now had to go to work. Now he's not here. Now he's not on the show. We're not going to get him in trouble. He works in the one shop, doesn't he?
I think he does.
He works in the one shop.
I thought he did. I just wanted to confirm, but I thought he did. I believe he's the gentleman that you walk in and he's like, oh, the wizard, the one chooses the wizard, Harry, and all that rubbish.
Picks the one kid out of the crowd, pulls him up. Like, you can see Dave doing that. He's got that look about him. Like, you can see him doing that. But yeah, no, he's such a super guy.
I was gonna say he's got. My three, because I got it nailed on the head first time. If he said no to that, my second one was going to be, do you work in the Terminator 2 3D show? And are you the guy that rides out on the Harley trying to be Terminator? That was number 2, because he's tall.
Yeah.
And my number 3, my final guess was going to be, do you just as a complete Mickey tech, do you work in the Super Mario World as Toadstool's like little chef in the corner of flipping burgers?
I'm just having a very quick look at where we're at, just to see. Let's have a look. I want to actually just confirm when he was on. When he was actually on.
Mate. It would be on your channel, not mine, because it would stream back then to multi things. So it'd be on yours, wouldn't it? Wow. But yeah, I think it was like episode 2 or 3, because he was like one of the first guests, I think, if not the first.
It was episode 2. Episode 3, sorry.
So he was the first guest then, yeah?
He was our first ever guest. We had our first episode, and then the second episode, and then the third episode with the first guest, which was Dave. And then, ironically, we had episode 4, and then episode 5, and we had our second ever guest.
Wow.
Do you know who our second ever guest was?
Ryan?
Nope.
Oh, really? I don't know then.
Big
Steve.
Nerdy.
Oh, was it Big Nerdy?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nerdy been
no,
on twice now. And we had him on twice now, Big Nerdy.
I think so. I'm not
So
going
he'll
to
be on his-
every
So
single one.
when we get him back in a few days, that'll be his third occasion on the show.
I think so. I'm going to have to
Does-
double check because if that is the case,
Does he then rival Steve?
yeah. I think we're gonna have to check. We're gonna have to check. But yeah, episode 3 went live
That's
on the 28th. No, sorry, not the 28th. Yeah, we were talking about. Hang on a sec. Is it gonna let me look at it?
It's gonna be so old and cringy.
Look at us. Oh, bless us. Bless us. Back in the day when it was recorded and we were like, we're going to do a thing and we've done it twice already. Do you want to come on for the third one? And here we are. But it's ironic that he was episode 3 and we are filming 133 now. So
Yeah.
literally 130 episodes he came on.
That's cool.
That's mad. Thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. Been quite a lot of you. We've tried to get to the comments where we can. But it's, a lot of people here are just kind of listening up.
I think we should definitely do a call-in show again in a few weeks and see if we can get drag some people in with us and have a chat. I think that'll be fun.
I think that's definitely on the cards. Sean TM just said, will you have Dave Backett on again? We would have Dave on all the time. Good friend of Dave. The difficulty is, I don't know if you caught the beginning of the channel, at the beginning of the show, is that because he's over in Japan, he's literally in tomorrow already. Like he was when we started the show, he was already in Saturday morning where we were in Friday night. So there is a massive time difference. So we will definitely do stuff with Dave again, but it's just making the times work. This was one that we were able to do because of his work schedule on our Friday night. So we will have him back at some point. But yeah, everyone else, thank you very much for tuning in. We will be live on Sunday on our regular show. And we've got a guest. There's another guest.
We have another guest.
Yeah. Oh.
Shelley.
Shelley has said that she might be up for joining.
We need to edit that now so we can add the little meme.
Just for anyone it's been an ongoing joke with Shelley over many episodes about getting like when we're doing call-ins, we're like, Shelley, jump on, because she's always there. She's lurking and we want to get her on the camera. But we have got a guest. We've got a guest on Sunday's show. And we are, as you may or may not have noticed, we are kind of following a bit of a trend now, and we've got a lot of exciting guests lined up for quite a while. Who is it we got on Sunday, Sorrell?
So we have Lightning Collector. He's also on the panel with us at the CollectorCon. It's Lightning Collector 2021, if you want to follow him. He started out on Instagram and then he sponged out into YouTube about a year ago. He's already got quite a decent following. He's a Power Ranger mad collector and he's so knowledgeable about Power Rangers. And he's such an awesome guy. He's been a follower of mine for a few years. And he started up his own thing, and he's a really cool guy. So definitely give him a follow. I can't wait to have him on Sunday and to chat Power Rangers.
Yes, it's going to be a lot of fun. And like Sorrell said, he's on the panel with us at the convention. And we're hoping to get everybody that's on that panel onto the show before the convention so that you would have seen us all kind of interact and chat before we're all there together sat on the panel, which will be a lot of fun. But yeah, so we'll be back on Sunday at the normal time, same place. Anything you want to add to this nice little bonus episode, Sorrell, before we finish?
Oh, you've done it now, so now I've got to do it. I'm now where you go. Will Jacob ever unbox them, all them hot toys? Will SuperSorrell ever clean that bed behind him? Find out on Sunday on the next episode of the Geek Week in Review.
That's the soundbite. Thanks everyone for joining in. You've all been great. I really enjoyed chatting to Dave. We'll see you on Sunday. Keep it geek.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and of course subscribe. Tune in next week for another live show. Until then, keep it geek. Stay up to date at www.geekweekinreview.co.uk.